Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the official On That Point Debate, Mount Debate Club Demo Debate 2024. The motion for this round is this House will ban further development of artificial intelligence. Before we begin, let's invite the government bench and opposition bench to introduce themselves. Let's begin with the government bench.
Hi, I'm the first speaker of the government side. My name is Parliamentary.
Hi, I'm Chloe, and I will be the Deputy Prime Minister for today's meeting. Hello, I'm Deborah Santucci, and I'll be the whip for today.
Hello everyone, my name is Miss Wong, and I'm going to be the leader of this debate.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mary, and I'll be the Deputy Leader of the Opposition for this debate.
Hi everyone, I'm Jacqueline, and I will be the opposition whip of today's debate.
Thank you to all speakers. Here are the general rules for debate. Number 1. All speakers are given a 7-minute speech. Only 3 minutes are given for the reply speech. Number 2. Point of information can be offered only after the first minute and before the 6th minute of your opponent's speech. Third, make sure to keep quiet if you are not speaking. Without further ado, I call this House to order on the motion this House would ban further development of artificial intelligence. Let's invite the Prime Minister to begin her speech.
I'll be starting my speech in 3, 2, 1. In the coming years, artificial intelligence is probably going to change your life, and likely the entire world. But people have a hard time agreeing on how. Artificial intelligence has the potential to pose certain risks and challenges to humanity if it is not properly managed or used irresponsibly. We would like to start off with characterization. Ban is to prohibit or put an end to something. Further development is an ongoing process with the aims of improving or enhancing something that already exists. Artificial intelligence is an evolving technology that tries to simulate human intelligence using machines. AI encompasses various subfields including machine learning and deep learning, which allow systems to learn and adapt in novel ways from training data. Just to clarify, we as the government side will only ban the further development of AI and not banning the usage of AI and AI entirely. This debate should not be about how AI will make our lives so much easier or productive, but rather on how we should stop the fantasy and wake up to reality because of how AI will first to the disruption of humanity and far more harms to us. To protect humans before disasters come, our policy is banning further development of AI. In our world, people live safely and peacefully as it is now, but not falling apart. We want to avoid any negative circumstances before the world is destroyed and ruled by AI. To start with my first argument, while technology has empowered humans to do some incredible things, it's also contributed to a rise in scams. One type of scam uses artificial intelligence technology. Scammers can impersonate your family and friends using AI technology to ask you for money or personal information. They do this by manipulating videos and recordings on social media to produce realistic sounding voice recordings or even videos.
Isn't that why we want to further develop these artificial intelligence to monitor these activities for these platforms?
Well, if with the further development of AI, then it will bring a rise in scammers because there are many types of frauds. Important scams were the most frequently reported scam, with AI making it easier than ever to pretend to be someone you're not. A global study conducted by computer security company revealed that 1 in 4 people worldwide had either experienced a voice cloning scam or knew someone who had. Voice cloning uses AI to replicate someone else's voice. Scammers may pose as relatives or friends over the phone, fabricating a story about an emergency and asking the victim to send money immediately. Scammers can also use AI voice cloning to try and gain access to victims' financial accounts at institutions that use voice recognition prompts for security.
So isn't that the reason aren't you talking about the current artificial intelligence right now? Because the current AI that you're defending has already been able to replicate the voices. Right now, we're talking about the more advanced and more further developed AI and why they are much more harmful than the current AI.
Well, further development of AI can make scammers can use AI further development of technology and audio data collected online to clone the voice of a child, grandchild, or other family member to convince a victim that a loved one is involved in a crisis and needs immediate financial assistance. This could be used in something like grandparent scam, an emergency scam, or a fake kidnapping scam. Well, with the further development AI, fraud is not a victimless crime. Fraud can be a traumatic experience that often causes real and irreversible impact to victims, their families, carriers, and communities. Those who rely on government services such as the elderly, the vulnerable, the sick, and the disadvantaged are often the ones most harmed by fraud. Comparatively, opposition side is ignoring. They don't think or care about the contents, but rather close one's eye to this issue. They will be praising the positive role of AI, but ignoring its contents, while we, the government side, protect our people from harm and will want to put a stop to this continuous danger. In their world, criminals who use generative AI can make scams faster and more sophisticated by making it easier to send out phishing messages, making it easier to create a trail of digital activity to seem like a real person while using a manufactured identity or making it easier to duplicate someone else's activity. Moving on to my second argument. It is the fact that AI technologies and applications have many benefits. Still, AI technologies have several negative consequences, and the limitation of their role in human decision-making is one of them. Slowly and gradually, AI limits and replaces the human role in decision-making. Human mental capabilities like intuitive analysis, critical thinking, and creative problem-solving are getting out of decision-making. The role of AI in decision-making in educational institutions is spreading daily. Universities are using AI in both academic and administrative activities, from students searching for program admission requirements to the issuance of degrees. They are now assisted by AI personalization, tutoring, quick responses, 24/7 access to learning, answering questions, and task automation, and are the leading roles AI plays in the education sector. The rise of AI may be making us more efficient, but it's also making us less intelligent. We're becoming so reliant on machines that we're losing our ability to think critically, analyze data, and make informed decisions. The findings show that AI-based products and services are increasing the human laziness factor among those relying more on AI. AI in education leads to the creation of laziness in humans. AI performs repetitive tasks in an automated manner and does not let humans memorize, use analytical mind skills, or use connection. It leads to an addiction behavior not to use humans' capabilities, thus making humans lazy. Automating everyday work is one of the ways AI has made people lazy. Machines that can carry out the same duties more rapidly and correctly have taken the place of many jobs, especially in the industrial and service centers. In today's environment, we've already grown to be far too dependent on technology as our brain trust for the masses. Almost every time I see a challenging question asked at a conference, in a teaching environment, numerous people reach for the attached web browser to pose the question. Comparatively, opposition side allows humans to have less work stimulating their brains and multiple tools to make their daily lives easier. Accepting AI without addressing the major human concerns will be like summoning the devils. I'll end my speech till here. Thank you.
Speakers spoke for 7 minutes 30 seconds. Now let's invite Leader of Opposition to begin her speech.
Thank you, people. I would like to start off my speech in 3, 2, 1. To constantly assume negative without considering the victims who need technology the most to reduce the suffering and pushing the blame onto those who are trying to help is unacceptable. Proposition's most ridiculous stance here is their pursuit of banning further development because of horrible AI art. We think this is a scaredy cat move to ban the people from further developing artificial intelligence, so we stand against that policy. Before I move on, I would like to do some rebuttals to the Prime Minister. You talk about AI it contributed to the rise of scammers. Do acknowledge that if we develop AI doesn't mean that developing AI doesn't mean that the scammers they have this chance to do more scams or do illegal things. Do acknowledge that if we want to develop, the further development of AI is that we can monitor and prevent scammers to happen because of we develop AI by improving the security of AI system, thus reducing the risk and rate of scammers. The Prime Minister also talked about AI's implementation of AI. AI also places human role in making decisions, but you do know that doesn't mean that AI is placing humans' roles like reducing their job opportunities. Is that AI can lessen human burden when they are working, like they help humans to do part of their jobs that they can analyze and do the data. And so moving on to my setup, what does this look like? Artificial intelligence in our context is working as a tool to benefit society in many ways, such as environmental preservation, rapid automation in businesses, and a tool in the medical industry. AIs are non-sentient beings, thus this promotes transparency and are useful to provide for those in need. Further development of AI could really improve a lot of things to destigmatize society, benefit the economy, and improve politically. To clarify, this notion takes place in an imaginative world where we are defending a more advanced, where we want to further develop the AI, whereas the government side is supporting the current AI. So the proposition side has to defend a world where the AI is already enough and why we should not further develop them. The question they have to answer is, how much is too much?
So why do you want to further develop AI? What benefit?
I'll explain to you that in my arguments later. So moving on to our policy, we are using AI as a tool to benefit society, and the country government only needs to encourage, occasionally fund, and constantly regulate the development of AI. What does the regulation look like? First, laws are set in order to control what is lawful and unlawful to do with AI, and second, officers enforce and will be in charge of the regulation of AI. So, moving on to my first point, the first point is we can improve healthcare and accessibility for the medical industry. Why? Okay, the truth is artificial intelligence can be used as a tool to help further improve the medical industry by implementing them to help collect information and organize them quickly without needing humans to do them. AIs can help to diagnose patients and collect data quickly. They have a system to keep and record all the information of the patient and diagnose the problem, where the workers can just prescribe the medicine and give advice to the patient. So what are the impacts? This AI can save more time, and people can treat, and doctors can treat more patients at a time, because AI can do part of their work. This also lessens the workers' burden, such as reducing the hours of work for the workers and putting them at ease to prevent overworking and taking advantage of their mental health. Third, the healthcare industry is also no longer overwhelmed by the number of paperwork they have to deal with. So comparatively, the proposition cites my question, but our current AI is already good enough. Why do we need to further develop them? What if they become way too smart and it's difficult for us to control? The answer to that is our regulation policy combats this anomaly. The advanced AI that we propose will become a norm, thus laws will be created to incentivize corporations to avoid exploiting AI. Government world rejects all sorts of government proposals from social movements or corporations, leading to a much more conservative and stuck in the past society. Government side always pushes humans to do the work that they refuse AIs to do because they think it's dangerous or unnecessary, forcing human workers to the brink of slavery. Moving on to my second point, economy. So in this current society, we always heard problems about unemployment, where people are unable to find jobs to earn money for a living. AIs are actually useful in this section and can be used to open new market and job opportunities. If AIs are further developed, there must be a technician or a group of people to be in charge of this system. For example, there will be a new police department or a new technician group to handle this AI system, and they will be responsible for the outcomes. New markets will also appear in the future. Thus, this eliminates the issue of unemployment and also encouraging new generations to contribute to society. So what are the impacts? If proposition side concern is the high cost to implement this AI, we also combat this anomaly because private sectors or NGOs already existed to incentivize AIs into the system. They are willing to pay. Even if this is true, we are still contributing to the vulnerable and are up to date with the current issues. Side proposition fails to prepare for future world problems as they refuse to advance their AIs. This further eliminates poverty, as this AI can save the world crises such as electric or water shortage. Therefore, not only will it help those who are sick in the medical industry, we also contribute to those who are poor and vulnerable. So comparatively, the proposition side, the economy fails because once this development is done, companies will lose billions of dollars because of not further developing AI. This happens because companies who plan a project for months and even invested in a huge sum of money just for it already go to waste. Now the question comes, will proposition pay these companies back? So panel, I want to ask you a question. Why do we debate today? We debate as voice for these stakeholders. We debate to protect what we need to protect. We debate for the good for our society, to save our economy, to save the world. For all those reasons, support the further development of AI for a better world. With that, I raise my case.
Speakers spoke for 7 minutes and 28 seconds. Next, let's invite Deputy Prime Minister to begin her speech.
Thank you. I'd like to lead to the next.
I'll be starting my speech in 3, 2, 1. AI is quickly becoming an essential part of human life, but the further development of it is starting to get out of hand. Of course, AI development brings lots of benefits, but despite having huge potential benefits, the dangers are also high. Our motion for today is this House would ban further development of AI. So for my speech, I will be giving out an argument and 2 rebuttals. Starting off with my rebuttal. The opposition side said they will increase the security to stop scammers. AI is easily accessible to humans. Scammers are also humans, meaning they can also access it. Increasing its security will not do anything if it's accessible to humans. The opposition side also said it will help humans do their job. As my Prime Minister said, this will cause people to become lazy. Helping humans do their job is not going to help them. It will only make their purpose of life disappear, which I will elaborate in my argument. are why do you want to ban further developing AI and what's so wrong about developing it? It is clear to us that AI is soon going to replace most jobs to make work easier and more efficient. Then why ban the development of AI when it helps us in the future? I don't see any dangers. Yes, I agree that AI will help us greatly when it comes to efficiency. But like I said, the bigger the benefits, the greater the danger. To us, AI just seems all harmless and is mindless, but is it truly as harmless as it seems? What if it is all an act? What if AI is just acting harmless? Sit down. What if AI is just acting harmless, but secretly has the motive to overtake humans completely, and is just waiting for the perfect time to strike? In fact, we don't actually know what it is thinking, and by further developing it, we may just be letting the AI get out of our control completely. Although it may seem harmless, but it may just be more dangerous than to what meets the eye. You may say, Chloe, you're so dramatic. It's AI. It's not going to throw you off a cliff and make your soul disappear from Earth and leave your corpse in the middle of the forest. Sure, then how about we change our perspective? Let's put what I said aside first and talk about something. Yes.
So the question here becomes, do you think that the current artificial intelligence is good enough?
Do you think you will be able to handle it in the future after developing it? So going back to the topic of AI replacing humans. By replacing humans, we don't mean, oh, we're using AI to work instead of using our hands. We'll just be controlling the AI. Please get out of your fake reality. By replacing humans, we mean replace them entirely, not let you control them to make work easier but take your place entirely. It is already very clear to us and said that in long term, AI and automation are going to be taking over so much of what gives humans a purpose of life, which brings me to my first argument on why we, the government, wants to ban AI development. My first argument is poverty. I probably said this a million times by now, and I'm going to say it again. It has been said hundreds and possibly even thousands of times that AI is going to replace humans in most jobs in the future. Before you said, it's only most jobs. It's not going to replace us in every job. Like you can still be a doctor and a lawyer. But have you ever considered how to...
But we have already addressed this in the first speaker's speech, where in our mechanism, we will have a regulation where we will control these AI to prevent these corporations from exploiting them. So can you please respond to why you want? Okay, so we have already addressed this in our mechanism, that we will have a regulation policy that we will control these AI to prevent from being exploited.
Okay, I will elaborate that in a minute. Yes, but have you ever considered how severely low the chance of even getting a job is after AI development then? Why would anyone pick you over a robot who can do better than you? What makes you think you are capable enough to even do better than AI itself? Have you ever considered if people would even be interested in those job roles at all? Let me ask the opposition side this. Have you ever thought of how we humans would live, how we humans would survive, and how we are going to carry on life in this situation? Or is it the opposite side is just full of heartless people who only think to offer your so-called improvement by developing AI so you can get things done with absolutely no care about the society? And before you say you do care, you can make a miracle happen to make things work out for both AI development and also for humans to have a proper and normal lifestyle at the same time. Explain to me how you're going to make it work, because I can assure you no idiot will pay a human for something an AI can do better after it gets developed. And I'm being honest here, I wouldn't believe you can make it work even after you somehow make things flat. Because of the situation, not many people will be able to get a stable job. This may cause most people to end up going broke and probably go homeless. In fact, due to this scenario, robbery cases might even increase. Both you and I know that humans would do literally about anything if it means for them to live for even another day. Not getting a job may lead people to steal from rich people in order to survive, even if it means going to jail for it. And due to desperation and aggressiveness of humans, this may even cause chaos. As much as we want to improve in the efficiency and economy, we also want to take consideration to the people and to the society. although development of AI may seem like a good way to improve, we still need to put the society first. We do not want to be like the opposition who take no consideration to the society and let them suffer. Development of AI is not the only way to improve. In fact, it may even bring more harm than actually help unless you consider chaos among humanity throughout the world as your set improvement. The world we live in is constantly changing, and technology is no exception. But sometimes the advancement of technology can have unforeseen consequences. AI has the potential to dramatically change the way we live our life and could also be used for malicious purposes. We, the government, want to protect our society from unintended consequences and possible abuse. As Stephen Hawking said, the development of artificial intelligence could spell the end of the human race. We cannot risk the destruction of our society and must halt the development of AI before we end up creating a monster that will one day destroy us. And with that, I end my speech.
To continue, let's invite Deputy Leader of Opposition to begin her speech. Speaker spoke for 7 minutes and 5 seconds.
Timekeeper, I'd like to start off my speech in 3, 2, 1. Panel, this is the same people who fight for climate change but refuse to take incentives simply due to the fact that they either 1, lack of abilities to do so, or 2, they are afraid, which is what they've just proven us in the beginning of today's debate. Their shallow policies on trying to solve current world problems with the current artificial intelligence without improving could greatly disrupt the world, possibly making the crisis from the Book of Revelation happen. The true miracle happens under team opposition. When side proposition couldn't, side opposition saved the world. But before that, we'll mention the benefits before my responses. So to clarify our mechanism here, we've already told you in the beginning of Eunice's speech that our mechanism, we will have a regulation policy to control these artificial intelligence so that we will be able to tell people what is lawful and unlawful to do with AI. Eunice has already addressed this in her speech, but they basically ignored her mechanism. Secondly, here is the benefits of further developing these AIs. Okay, so I will clarify to you. 1 is that they're concerned on these job opportunities and they think that artificial intelligence replaces human workers. But we tell you that we actually do the opposite. We actually provide job opportunities. Why? Because the further we develop these artificial intelligence, new markets will appear, new jobs and new professions will appear. We will provide even more job opportunities than what side proposition couldn't. Because what they do is they ban these further development of artificial intelligence. But do they even have a mechanism to solve the problems? No, because what they're doing here is just basically stating the problems and assuming the negativity of the development of these artificial intelligence. They did not tell us their solution to solve the world problems with the current artificial intelligence. What we are arguing here is the world crisis. What we want to save is poverty. What we want to save is job opportunities that are slowly decreasing. What side proposition is doing here is they are only focusing on scams. They are only worrying about whether or not we can control this AI. The answer to that is yes, we can control it because, as I've mentioned, we have these regulation policies. Okay, moving on to my responses. First thing on the Prime Minister's speech, right? She mentioned that about the scams. Okay, so what I get from this speech here, 2 main cases, which is 1, they're concerned about scams, and secondly, they're concerned about artificial intelligence being uncontrollable. So 3 responses to this. Firstly, on the scams. Yes, we agree that scams is a big issue, but there are also other problems that you're ignoring. Because once you ban the further development of these artificial intelligence, it means that some social movements or some companies that have already planned a project to further develop these AI will lose their money. Why? Because you basically canceling these projects, you're basically making these companies lose their money that are already planning to further develop these AI to benefit the society. Secondly, is that their characterization of AI is generative. They think that, oh, in our side, we will say we are the AI under our side is that replacing humans in decision making. So again, UNICEF already addressed this in our mechanism that AI is used as a tool, not to replace humans entirely. And their concern is also that, oh, humans nowadays rely too much on machines. Rejected. The reason why we rely on machines more nowadays is because humans have limits. We have capabilities. The reason why we rely on machines is because those machines can do the things that we can't. If we rely on humans, we will further overwork them. We will push them to the brink of slavery. We are basically forcing them to overwork and basically bring back rejected. Moving on to the Deputy Prime Minister's speech. The problem the side proposition has to focus on is how they solve these world crises with the current AI. They did not provide any solution at all. They keep questioning us that, do you think that you can control the AI? But we tell you that regulation policies exist. Government concerns here right now is one, can we control them? Or secondly, are we replacing these humans workers? Okay. Moving on to my arguments, right? Firstly, on the increase in demand for the aspect of political advantage in cybersecurity. This argument combats their superstition on the scams. We basically solve this problem because we use AI as a tool to control these activities. We are using artificial intelligence to prevent scams. Their assumption is that we prioritize generative AI and giving scammers an opportunity to use generative AI to fake voice. So, firstly on the truth. A. In this fast-paced society, with the rapid rise of the cyber world, an improved and better AI is needed to solve bigger issues much more efficiently. It is especially demeaning and unfair to ban these developments because it disenfranchises the majority that is a much more secure platform to trust in. B. The reasons why we need artificial intelligence for cybersecurity is because one, the increase in difficulty to reduce cyber crimes such as cyberbullying or financial fraud, which is the scam that they have mentioned, which far outnumbers what humans can do to eliminate these anomalous ones. So, this is why there happens an increase in demand to protect these people online. This is why we want to further develop AI to protect these people, not what the side proposition has assumed us doing. C. Artificial intelligence should not be alienated for the sake of proposition views on them. Because even if it is a scary thing to imagine for a completely non-sentient robot to be a part of our lives, it is already a part of our lives. Elon Musk did not let robots on Mars to be called delusional by these 3 students. D. Cybercrime such as financial fraud is a crucial problem to solve, which is, I believe, why both sides agree. We think that many victims fall into a slumber or even resort to taking their own lives or to losing bags in their wallet. This is why we want a more advanced AI. Now, yes. Sorry, we've reached the 6-minute point. So, point rejected. Sorry. Moving on to the comparative. Proposition's best case here is that the current artificial intelligence is good enough. That is what they should defend. They should not point out the problems and assume the negative, like, oh, like what are we gonna do if the artificial intelligence are hard to control? Like what if they are becoming more harmful? They are only yapping about these things and not even providing us a solution to solve these problems. B. Awareness. We bring awareness to our society under our side because people are more smarter and more educated about artificial intelligence. Why? Because in the future, this becomes a norm in the eyes of our society. Comparatively, on their side, they think that, oh, what if the artificial intelligence is too dangerous? We only tell you that these nonsense sentient beings are already learning and improving themselves. Thus, there's no definitive method to fully stop the development. Team Ashley can only amplify this issue temporarily because once this goes out to the public, they will get backlash the next day because now many social movements and proposals from the disenfranchised are postponed or rejected. So if you want to save the lives that we had lost in the past who gave up their